Hello, welcome YouTube land. Welcome to my channel. I am the Quarterdeck Arcade. My first name Pete. You can call me Pete. Wow, I've been away for a little bit. It seems like it's been about 3 or 4 weeks, probably more like 3. Had a lot going on. A lot of hits. If you can see behind me, you see that the arcade is a little bit thinner than what it used to be. It is what it is. I've had some things happen, and unfortunately, when life hits you in the broadside, you got to handle it. And I don't like going in debt, so I sell things to pay for things. And so the first things to go are the arcades. I didn't want to let go of some of them. It really pained me to let go of the Dig Dug, but I had to. So, and they all went to a good home. A gentleman by the name of Jason has bought things from me quite a bit, and he helped me out again here and helped me get out of a tight spot. So, yeah, a lot of things going on. We had up in this area, a lot of folks know that we hosted the RNC up here in the Milwaukee area. I fortunately got to work home that entire week because my place of employment is right dead smack into the middle of the security zone that they had around the RNC. So my employer allowed us to work from home, and that was nice. Unfortunately, later that week, CrowdStrike hit, and yeah, that was not fun. Actually got I got the phone call. I had gotten up at my normal time at 1:30, and then went to the gym to work out. And no sooner did I get changed over to my gym clothes than I got a phone call from public safety at my employer, and they let it be known that nothing worked. That's those of you in IT know that that's kind of a loaded statement right there. I mean, what doesn't work? Why isn't it working for you? That kind of thing. So you ask those type of questions, and it's like, well, I can't do anything. I can't even log into the PC. So that was fun. I came back home and I immediately tried to log in remotely. Could not log in remotely because I couldn't get authenticated because all of our authentication servers had been affected by CrowdStrike. So that was not good. So since I couldn't do much of anything from home, I had to go downtown Milwaukee, which is about an hour away from where I live, and I had to put eyes on the problem. And I got in. This was the night after the convention, and so fortunately the security zone had already started being dismantled, and I was able to get to work pretty easily. But I spent, and mind you, this is the day that I'm supposed to leave to go to Indianapolis. So I was there from about 3:30-ish a.m. until 11:30 a.m. when my boss released me. He said, "Get out of here. You're supposed to be gone." And so he's very gracious, allowed me to leave. I wanted to stay and help fix things. We were well on our way to getting a lot of things fixed. I'd helped out correcting many of our servers already. So I felt okay leaving. I didn't feel the greatest, but yeah, CrowdStrike was a major bummer for any of you folks in IT that went through that. God bless you. I feel for you. I know your pain. Some of you are probably still feeling that pain. We're just now getting things cleaned up on the desktop side, and very, very not fun period of time in my life. I think that was the worst we've ever had to deal with. A significant issue like this in quite some time, number of years anyway. So a lot of folks, if you recognize, I'm wearing, if you're familiar with Married with Children, you're familiar with this jersey. This is Al Bundy's Polk High jersey, which I acquired yesterday from Nostalgic Vibes. And if you've seen PD7's video that he posted earlier today, I made an appearance in that video. I met him yesterday down in downtown Hartford, and we had a good time going through Nostalgic Vibes and also the arcade and in the mine shaft. So yeah, busy week. So after I got done with CrowdStrike, And I was supposed to leave by 8 a.m. for Indianapolis because I was helping coverage for the local paper down there for the Brickyard 400. And I didn't get hit the road until about 1 p.m. So I got there late, and enough time to pick up my credentials and everything. And yeah, so I was hoping the rest of that weekend would be kind of relaxing for me. And it was. I was successful. I did a lot of walking around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Those of you who've been there, you know how big a place that is. So I got my steps in, and got some good shots. So I'm not going to show you all the pictures. I'm just going to show you, I have a Flickr album out there. It's flickr.com/photos/racefan71. And I'll put the link into the description of this video afterwards. But all my racing photos go up here. And my creative process with taking pictures, and as you know, in the digital age, you can tend to click off hundreds of photos during one of these weekends. I tend to pick some of the best out of those hundreds of photos, and then I make them into an album here on Flickr. So there's 2 albums from the Brickyard 400 weekend. The first one being Saturday qualifying and Xfinity Series race. And then Sunday was a unique opportunity because I got to do a photo op with the 1994 Brickyard 400. Some of the 1994 Brickyard 400 drivers were out on the start-finish line before the race, and got some good photos of some of those guys. Some of them are getting up there in age, and even Morgan Shepherd is now in a wheelchair. So if you're familiar with NASCAR drivers from the past and you know who Morgan Shepherd is, you know that he's getting up there. And he's now in a wheelchair, although he did stand up for the photo op, which I was very glad to see. And but I wish him well, and I hope he's not afflicted with anything too painful. Just getting up there in age, and it's harder to walk. So good time there. I shoot at the track with I used to shoot with both of my brothers. One of my brothers can no longer do it, and this year was the first time back. My other brother came back. I'd been going solo for the last couple of years, and he came back, and we both got published this past weekend, which I'm very proud of. The photo that I got published with, not my best photo, but they used it because it had the car had Caitlin Clark on the hood, and she's very popular right now, especially in Indianapolis. So they used it. I was happy. My brother, however, saw most of the action of the weekend in turn 1. So, well, that's about enough of me mouthing off. Sorry, I talk a lot. I got to get a drink of water. Yeah, so a lot going on. Obviously, I couldn't do the show for a couple of weeks, and I apologize for that. Lots going on. I've had some big ticket things happen. Like I said, the arcade is bare right now, down to the arcades that I really care about and don't ever want to get rid of. So if something else big happens, I'm screwed. But we'll get it rebuilt. Well, right behind me, right here, there's a space for arcades, and so I'm hoping to fill that sometime soon. I'm scouring Marketplace for some deals. Not many deals to be had on Marketplace right now, at least not in my price range. So we'll see. I suppose I could go the route of peasant version cabs from Walmart, but I really don't want to do that. I like to have the lit marquees and risers and such. So, but we're later on in today's show, I'll touch on some deals I think that are out there today, which may not be out there tomorrow. So, you can think about them and see what you think, but we'll get to that. I'll take this off the screen. What else? Oh, what else? I did take some pictures. I did take some pictures of the arcade. And we'll pop those up here real quick. So this is with the house lights on. And you can see that big gap there between the Atari Legacy and my custom Space Invaders cabinet. Sad to see, but it is what it is, you know. Straight on view of that wall. It's pretty empty now. Going to keep the Atari corner intact with Star Wars and the Tempest there. I'm not going to move those around. And then a wide shot. Obviously, the middle completely empty. You know, that wall is now barren. And then, you know, over here on the other side, where I had on the left, where I have the smaller arcades. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, I was trying to dig up a before picture when I had all of my arcades before I started really selling them, and I was going to compare it to this, but maybe next week we'll see. I am trying to sell my New Wave toys. I already sold the one Numskull I had, which was a Dig Dug. Gentleman bought that the other day, and then the three remaining 1/6 scales from New Wave Toys, I also have for sale. Those are out on Marketplace. If you are interested in them, I don't ship. So if you're local to the Southeast Wisconsin area, look those up on Marketplace. And for those of you who watch the program, I'll be happy to give you a small deal based on the price listed, and we'll go from there. So yeah, that's the state of the arcade right now. It's sad, but it is what it is. I'll show this picture real quick. So I mentioned to you the fact that this time last week, actually 1 week ago, around this time, I was on the start-finish line of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And this is one of the photos that I took. And I took two of these. One of them is without Doug Bowles, who's the guy in the blue suit immediately to the left of the trophy. That's the Speedway president. Nice guy, great guy to talk to. If you ever get the chance, he's a fan as much of any of us are, and so he's a good dude to be in charge of the track because he's doing good things. Has been doing good things for several years. But as you can see, there's several drivers here standing from the 1994 inaugural Brickyard 400, this is the 30th year. So they kind of called it the 30th anniversary, even though they've been on the road course for the last few years. But from left to right, that's Hut Strickland. That is Jeff Burton. Next to him, here, I'll get my arrow over here. This is Jeff Burton. Rusty Wallace, my guy back in the day. This is Ernie Irvin, who many of you NASCAR fans probably know. He was almost fatally injured at Michigan. Came back from that, ran a year or two more, and then called it quits, just retired. We got Dale Jarrett, a past winner of the Brickyard 400, and then there's Doug Bowles, Speedway president. Here's the Brickyard 400 trophy. Jeff Gordon, of course. Bobby Labonte. Ricky Rudd. Rick Mast. I got to get my glasses out because I can't really see that guy on the end. I believe that's Bobby Hillen Jr. Yes, that's Bobby Hillen Jr. And then Morgan Shepherd on the end there. And you can see it looks like standing is, he can do it, but it's not something he'd really want to be doing. So, yeah, good to see those drivers. But that's what I was doing at this time 1 week ago. All right. Anything else I have to show you while we're touching? Oh, so let's talk about some of my big ticket issues. So this is in no particular order as it happened to me. But this is what I've been going through. Okay, this sucker, this money pit of a vehicle. I have sunk almost $5,000 into this Jeep over the last 6 months. Well, not quite 5,000, probably a little bit more, like 4.5. New tires. I had a major repair go on a few months ago, and then I had this ticking noise, which was what wound up being my U joints and my ball joints. So, and then the axle was leaking a little bit, and so major maintenance on the front end of this thing. So that cost me a pretty penny at about $2,200. This was the most recent thing. I had some plumbing issues, some backed up drains, and had to call a plumber. So that was not good. That was not fun. And then, of course, I had to buy a new refrigerator because my 3-year-old Whirlpool refrigerator crapped out, and I had to plunk down $2,200 for a new refrigerator. So this is where all my arcades went. Okay, it's to pay off money that I spent to get these things done in the last few weeks, and it's been a lot. It really has. So, as you all know, that if you followed my channel for any long particular amount of time, you know that I hate going in debt. And while I did go in debt a little bit more, because obviously selling these arcades didn't raise enough to cover it all, but it covered a significant amount of it. So I feel like I'm in a good place. When am I going to make my next Arcade 1-Up purchase or arcade purchase? Who knows? I have my eye on a couple of things that are on sale right now that I really want to get because I know they're going to jump back up in price, and I probably won't. They're probably following the Dragon's Lair and the Tron and the what else? What's the other cabinet? T2 way of exiting the market. You know, they come down significantly in price, then they stay at that price for a little while, and then they go back up to their original price, and then they're gone. So it happens. I have my eye on one cabinet, which I'll talk about here in a little bit, and which I'm seriously thinking about actually just making the purchase today. So who knows if I'm going to do it or not, but it'll help fill the space down here a little bit more. And yeah, so I don't think I have anything else, any pictures to show you. Again, if you want to check out my Flickr page, I'll drop the link in the description after the show, and then you guys can just click from there. I did put the links to those photo albums in a community post earlier. So feel free to check them out. Feel free to check that post out and click on those links. That'll take you to my Flickr page, and you can navigate around from there. Okay. I haven't said anything to the chat, so let's go back and revisit the chat. Quarterdeck, you were first here. Yes. Congratulations. Oh, we got somebody from Italy here. Arcade Luke. Luke, I was actually in Italy. I was a visitor to Naples when I was in the Navy. So I've been to Italy, a beautiful place. And I had fun there. PD7's here. Welcome, PD7. Yes, nice jersey. As you know, you were there when I bought it. So I had fun with you yesterday. I really did. Let's see. Yeah. No, Cornacade, I don't think he did buy the dodgeball jersey as he states here. I actually have one. I bought one. It's not the actual jersey with the name LaFleur on the back. This is a costume that I got off of some cheap Halloween website. So I might go back there and buy that one just to have the name LaFleur on it and the number. it'll go with the shorts that I got with the costume already. So the only thing is I haven't been able to wear that costume on Halloween because it's been so darn cold here in the Milwaukee area. So by that time, and so I haven't gotten to wear it. So I might go back there and buy that. I don't know. We'll see. Arcade Luke says he's waiting for new cabs in Europe. Time crisis 1 year ago. I feel your pain. I really do. I mean, we have them plentiful here in the U.S. So I know I've heard several people from across the pond describe having a hard time getting a hold of Arcade 1-Up cabinets. And even the folks in Canada sometimes struggle at getting cabinets. Michael B talks about it sometimes on his stream. So Cornercade says, CrowdStrike did not affect me one bit. Yeah. Well, when it's your job, Danny, you got a deal. So IT is my job. That's my day job. That's what I do. And I was the only one that answered the call at 2 a.m. that morning. And so I had to deal with it. That's the way it goes. Don't know what that means. Arcade Luke, thanks for dropping on the stream just to check it out. I appreciate that. Very funny. I make sure I check that now. So I have a process. The mixer that I use, I make sure that while the intro is playing, I have that muted so you don't hear me chatterboxing. Actually, when the intro's playing, it Restream mutes it anyway. So as soon as the intro starts playing, I unmute my microphone, and then I then switch OBS over to the face cam, so I'm ready to go when the intro ends. So I've gotten better at it. Yeah, there were some rough spots there. Ted, good to see you. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Boofman says, too bad you had to sell more cabs. Joust and Dig Dug. Those are the two that really pained me. So if I get a good deal, Dig Dug's on sale right now. We'll talk about that in a second, but it's taking all of my fortitude right now to not whip out the credit card for that thing because I miss it already. Same thing with Joust. I think Joust is available a little bit cheaper, not as much as Dig Dug is right now, but it pains me to have had to let those go. And Dragon's Lair, I missed out on that. I waited too long. I didn't pick it up when it was on sale. Again, Arcade 1-Up and these vendors seem to follow a thing where they'll bring it down steeply in price for a little while, and then it'll come back up to the original price, the retail price, and then all of a sudden it just disappears. And that's happened for Tron. It's happened for Dragon's Lair now, and a few other cabs have gone out that way. So I paid closer attention to the sales, like the fact that Dig Dug now is on sale. Well, it's been on sale a few times. I'm going to adjust this lighting. It's bothering the hell out of me. Too much glare coming off my skin. Nope, that's too much. All right, that's better. Too much glare. So yeah, those were the two that I really hated letting go. But yeah. Thanks. It's a money pit hole. I want to sell it. I love it. Okay. I haven't popped the top off of it yet. I want to get to do that before I sell it, but I really want a truck. I want a Colorado pickup truck. I've fallen in love with the trail version of the Colorado pickup truck. I've seen it a couple of times, both times at Indianapolis, and I actually saw one driving down too. And I'm like, I gotta get me one of those. I really do. I really want that Colorado, but the Jeep has just been a money suckhole for me for the last couple of years, and it's paid off. I mean, I don't owe any money on it, but just to have to keep sinking money into it is because things, geez, if you don't treat the bottom, if you any car here in Wisconsin, if you don't treat the undercarriage of the car for rust, it's going to rust. I'm sorry, it just is. That's the way things go here in Wisconsin. If you use a car as your daily driver in the winters here in Wisconsin, all of that salt and road slush and everything that gets up in there on underneath your car, it's just going to start rusting things. And my Jeep, it's pretty obvious the guy who previously owned it did not treat it for rust. And so I'm paying the price for it right now because I'm having to replace suspension parts. And I'd just like to get rid of it because when I buy that truck, first thing I'm going to do is have the undercarriage just blasted with rust protection. So yeah, I like Jeeps. I do as a vehicle to get me around and have fun with. Yeah, they're good, but I wouldn't recommend them because of the fact they can become a money suckle. Looks like we're caught up to the chat now. All right. Back to arcade stuff. What do I want to do now? I want to... Oh, let's talk about, before we get into sales, I wanted to see if... I wanted to see if Costco had it up on their website. We're going to talk about the Golden Tee XL. No, it is not on their website yet. So let's go to the pictures. These pictures have been floating around. So this is a picture I took the other day. And I'll give you my thoughts on what I think about this little product. Okay, so this is my nearest Costco in Menominee Falls, and they have the Golden Tee / Midway Classics hybrid XL cabinet. They don't have one on display, so I couldn't take any display photos. There's plenty of them floating around in the community there. So, but there's about 6 of them on the pallet here on the floor of my Costco. I can only imagine they probably have some still left in the back. So this retails for $5.99. And if they follow what they did with the Pac-Man last year, I expect it to go down to $2.99 or below. So if it goes to $2.99 or below, I might seriously consider it. However, I will tell you, I appreciate the artwork of these cabinets. I do not love the artwork on this cabinet. And so I'm leaning more towards getting a Golden Tee Deluxe eventually. And then Midway games I already have on my Partycade, my Defender Partycade, so I'm not worried there. I have those games. So I'm right now, I'd get the Golden Tee Deluxe over this XL. Do I think people are going to buy this? Yes, because if you've been a casual observer at Costco, you know that sometimes some of these purchases are made by people that know nothing about the hobby, and so they just see the titles and they're like, "Oh, I loved Gorf. I loved it back in the day. Honey, can I buy this? I won't ask for anything else for the rest of the year." That's usually how it goes. And while I was there was one guy that actually bought the Pac-Man Partycade. I mean, at least, I don't know if he actually bought it. I saw him put it in his cart. He asked his wife if he could get it, and she saw the price and kind of like, I don't know. And he's like, but I really love that game. And so she let him have it. Or at least they took it away in the cart. So I mean, these are casual people walking up to these displays in Costco. And if you know the foot traffic at Costco, you know they are busy all the time. So there are tons of people going by these Arcade 1-Ups, and some of them are just casual and never even heard of Arcade 1-Up, and they're going to buy this. So let's talk about some of the features on this cabinet. I'm going to bring up another photo, which I did not take. I wish I could find the attribution to this. This is a photo that's been commonly shared. So this next photo here is not mine. Credit where credit is due to whoever took this photo. If you're that person, congrats. Thanks for taking the picture. I'm going to use it. So again, there you see the price, $5.99, XL size. You see, let's see if I can zoom in here. I can. So let's zoom in. So you see the Golden Tee games are pretty standard Golden Tee games. Same games that were on the XL, I believe. So you've got the bowling game and the shuffle shot game as well. Then over on the Midway side, you've got Root Beer Tapper, Rampage, Gauntlet, Defender, Joust, Gorf, Sinistar, Tubin, Clax, Wizard of War, Bubbles, and Paperboy. Why they keep including Paperboy, I have no idea. The controls suck. I've tried Paperboy on the Defender Partycade, and I can't play it. I mean, I need the handlebars. I really do. But my jam is Gorf, Joust, Bubbles, Wizard of War, Root Beer Tapper. So anybody picking up this machine is probably going to have, a good time with it. I mean, lots of game choices here. So I don't begrudge anybody the opportunity to own this. Again, if it goes down to $299, I'll even think about buying it. Boofman says, I'm interested in the Partycades that are at Costco. If these are newly produced units and not just new old stock, 1-Up is clearly still invested in the Partycade. Yes, I think it's a new production run. Is it different from the original production runs? I don't know. I haven't done a full comparison, but I think these are Partycades that they've newly produced for distribution. Yeah, that's true. Maybe because some of them didn't sell very well. I noticed in my browsing of certain websites this morning that there is there's still an Asteroids Partycade that's out there for sale, and I thought that was amazing. I thought that would have been sold out way before now. But I would like to see some different Partycades. Yeah. I own one. I own the Defender Partycade. It's the best one they ever made. Oh, water. So, looking at this, it looks to be the same size. And I think PD7 actually did a size comparison to his XL. So the screen is a 19-inch BOE monitor. We've heard that in various videos that have been put out over the last week. So that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that. That alone, PD7 asked me if I had a choice between the original Golden Tee XL and this XL, I would choose this XL just for the better monitor, so I don't have to mess with it. Got light up buttons as well. Dual speakers, light up marquee. The marquee looks pretty good. It looks like it's printed pretty good. Design wise, I don't like this J panel here. I think that could have been done better, but it is what it is. Overall, my thoughts, and I've pointed this out to other people. You look at this control panel and you've got two buttons, these blue buttons here, and you've got your player 1, player 2 start. You've got your volume and power. You've got your live button right here. So Defender is going to be god awful to play on this thing. It really is. So are some of the other Midway games. Joust might not be so bad because you're only using a flat button, really, and the joystick. Same thing for Gorf. What else would be a problem? Maybe Defender would, maybe Gauntlet too. I'm not sure what buttons Gauntlet used off the top of my head, but Defender is just going to be unplayable. mean, come on, Arcade 1-Up, come out. I mean, dare I say, give us the opportunity to swap in another control panel, but they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. So would I get this just for the golf games? Yes. And most of the Midway games might play okay on it. Except maybe the 49-way Sinistar. That probably isn't going to work very well. Same thing on the Partycade. That's not a 49-way joystick, and so it's a little bit clunky to play, but playable in my opinion still. So that's the XL news that came out this week. There are plenty of other in-depth videos on this thing. Go seek them out. PD7's done content on this a couple of times this past week. Well done. He's actually been able to put hands on one, so because they had a display model at his Costco. So check them out. I'm not going to duplicate what those folks have done because obviously I haven't seen it myself in person. I can only tell you what's on the box. So, but that's the XL. The other thing that came out this week that was announced, and this is also something I know I just sold the one Numskull I had, but now they just announced the Burger Time, which is just absolutely gorgeous. I sold my Burger Time. Did you notice? It's not here anymore. So the same gentleman that bought all my other Arcade 1-Ups, he bought the Burger Time off me. I gave him a good deal on it. I think I sold it for $400 because of that side panel damage that it had. And he took it. And he's better with wood than I am, so he could probably fix it up a little nicer than I did. Maybe make a whole new side panel with artwork and then just flat out replace it. Who knows? But he's got it now. I don't have a Burger Time anymore. So, yeah. So let's talk about Burger Time. I didn't watch the whole thing because I ran out of time. But Numskull Quarter Arcades is coming out with a Burger Time, and now for pre-order, you can go out there and you can buy or reserve one of these Burger Times for yourself. And from what I gathered from the stream on Friday night, the Super Game Room dudes, it's not coming out until January, I think, is when it's going to be shipped, maybe. So, but it's a beautiful cab, and the one he had an actual demo model put together and showed it off for the audience on that show, and it just looks gorgeous. It really does. They still have a couple of more dry runs on it. They're making tweaks here and there, so we'll see what the final. I'm sure we'll get to see what the final product looks like because they'll probably post it to their social media pages. So early bird pricing is $199. I think that's pounds, and I think that equates to like $229 US. Let's see. Is it going to tell me? Cart has been, yeah, $229.99 is what it's coming up in the cart once it's been adjusted for the country. So let's see what shipping would run. All right, so shipping via DHL from Britain would be $26.23. That's not bad. That's actually pretty damn good for a Just Geek ordered Numskull Quarter Arcade. So you're looking at out of pocket $256 to get to pre-order the Burger Time. But they demoed this unit the other night on Super Game Room Dudes. Check out that video if you haven't. Great interview. It's always great when the Game Room Dudes interview somebody from one of these companies because it's always entertaining and there's always prizes given. But the artwork on this thing looks great. The cabinet shape looks great. Coin Door. They did play it a little bit. It sounds great. I'm on board with it. I want one. I really do. For me, since the shipping is only like $26, it'd be worth it just to get it straight from Just Geek instead of waiting for it to come to Amazon. Amazon right now has some that are like they have the Space Invaders now, and they have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it's great because you can get it from Amazon now with some of those without having to pay shipping. Ted says, it's always a good time for Burger Time in any format or size possible. That is correct. I do have Burger Time still back there on the At Games Legends. It's actually one of the games that comes with the At Games Legends Ultimate. So I still have it. I could still play it. I just don't have the cabinet. So will I ever get the Burger Time cabinet? Well, you know how rare those things are now, the Arcade 1-Up version. Probably not, unless one pops up on Marketplace and I can get a good deal on it. So I had my shot. I used it. It bit me in the butt because it was damaged, and now it's no longer here. So I won't miss the game because I can still play it. Again, if any of you have multi-cage, you know that once you don't have access to an actual Arcade 1-Up, you have something to fall back on, which is why I didn't have that big of a problem giving up the Dig Dug and Joust, because I could still play them if I really wanted to. I get these things. I buy these. I fill this room with Arcade 1-Ups and At Games stuff because I like having this ambiance. I have my black lights on right now, and you could probably tell because it got now that all these arcades are no longer here, it got really dark in here. So I turned on the black lights for the show today because I wanted a more arcade ambiance than I had going with all of the arcades missing. But I buy these cabinets for the artwork and the nostalgia that they bring to me, and to make the room, fill out the room, something I can walk into and go, wow, this is just amazing. So, yeah. So we talked about that. What else did we? Okay, I talked about that. Let's move on to sales right now. I'm not going to go through every one of them. I swept through all the major vendors and some small ones this morning just to see if they had anything decent. I do that a lot. Many of you probably do the same thing. I sit there and I go down. I actually wrote down the deals that each site had, and some of them stuck out with me. And again, on some of these websites, they were marked that the sale ends today. We all know how that goes. Sometimes they say that, and the sale keeps going into the next week. So don't feel like you need to jump on any of these right away, because they'll probably be on sale, tomorrow. Who knows? I can't guarantee it. I can only point out what I saw today. And that would be Sunday, July 28th. So, I looked at Wayfair, Kohl's, Best Buy, Walmart, Amazon, Target. I even looked at Shop Hippo. I looked at what was that one? AliExpress, and I didn't really notice anything on either of those. Even checked Macy's. I checked QVC and HSN. I think QVC and HSN are kind of jumping out of the Arcade 1-Up business. So we'll see. Okay. Let's jump right into it. So let's start with Wayfair. And Wayfair has, let's see if I can make this a little bigger. Yeah. that I'll have to do. So Wayfair has several things listed as sales. Now, a lot of them are only $100 off or $50 off. I'm not gonna point those out, but what I will point out are a couple of things. Like for instance, this X-Men. A lot of sites have the X-Men for $499.99, and they claim it's marked down from $750. But X-Men in reality has been at that price for quite some time. Now, I would be concerned if this price jumped back up to $750, because that kind of tells me that it's probably on its way out stock wise. So anyway, let's see. Yoga Flame, $100 off Yoga Flame. Joust has got about $100 knocked off of it right now. Okay, so here's my first point. Here's my first deal. The Mortal Kombat head-to-head, Mortal Kombat 2 head-to-head. This is the one that has Gorf, and I believe it also has Sinistar. But Wayfair has it for $299. Now, if you're someone looking for a head-to-head cocktail cabinet with, especially if it's Mortal Kombat, this might be a good deal for you. Is it a good deal for me? No, I don't want this cabinet. I think I've grown out of head-to-heads. I don't think I want any more. I think they're a good form factor for certain people. Depends on, what they want, if they have the space and how it fits into their arcade. But I like having that option. For this arcade, no. The other thing I want to point out is this is what I'm seriously looking at jumping on, the Pong pub table. $299.99. This is the best deal on this cabinet right now anywhere at Wayfair. So I'm seriously thinking about grabbing this. I kind of want it for the 4-player capability. Not that I'd ever have 4 players, but I like having that option. And it would go good right now in my arcade, in the middle of my arcade, to help fill out some space. So I let go of my Pong head-to-head. I sold it. I kind of want Pong back. And I always said if I was going to get Pong back, I'm going to probably get the pub table. This is the best deal I've seen on the pub table. I think it might have been $199 at some point earlier, a few months ago, maybe. But now it's $299. I don't feel like it's going to go any lower than $299 before it exits the marketplace. So this one right here is what I'm looking at getting. Boofman says the only head-to-head you have is Pong. Yeah. See, I had the Pong head-to-head as well. It took up a lot of space. The pub table will probably do the same, but not as much, because I don't plan on getting stools for it. I just plan on centering it in the middle of this room, and people can walk up to it and play as they want. So don't be surprised if I come back to you next week with this box ready to build it. I'm seriously thinking about it, even though I really don't want to incur any more debt right now, but it's a sale. So, and it's a cabinet I've had my eyes on. The other deal was on the Pong head-to-head. Again, a good deal on that head-to-head, $299.99, I think. Do I want it? No. I don't want another head-to-head in my arcade. But for somebody who's looking for a sit-down Pong, this would be great. Now, I went out to Amazon and bought the Pong pub stool, or the stools, the adjustable stools, and I took the legs off of them, and so it was a shorter stool, and it looked great in my arcade. If you check back in my archives, you'll see it on either video, or maybe I put a community post out there. But do I miss this? No, I miss the games. So the pub table would fill that. I really want the pub table. So Wayfair has, those deals. They have a whole list of items technically on sale. One I will point out is the Miss Pac-Man Countercade. See if I can find that here. I think that's up here somewhere. Oh, there it is. So the Miss Pac-Man Countercade, 122.18 from 179.99. I think that might be a good deal if you're a Countercade person. So and you don't have Miss Pac-Man. And now, granted, it looks like it's a black series. Let's drill down into that. I can't drill down into it. Oh well. What else do I see at Wayfair? Yoga Flame and Shinku have some money taken off. Yeah, no other deals stand out. So let's move over to Kohl's. Now they have the Countercade, the Pong Countercade, right here for $129.99. I think Wayfair had it a little cheaper. Yeah, Wayfair had the Pong Countercade for $129 as well. So actually the same price. The difference with Kohl's is right now Kohl's is running their $10 Kohl's cash for every 50 spent. So you would be getting like $20 if you bought this Pong Countercade. I had it. I owned it once. Never played it, so I let it go, and actually gave it for free to somebody who bought 2 of my Arcade 1-Up 3/4. So I threw this in just to sweeten the deal, and now it's on sale for $129.99. So jump on that if you want. What else? Again, Kohl's has that $10 cash for $50. So a lot of these deals that Arcade 1-Ups that are on sale, you get a better option, a better choice by going with Kohl's instead of, like, say, Wayfair, because you're getting fake cash back, that you can turn around and use for another Arcade 1-Up if you wanted. Looking at the deals on my sheet, the MK2 head-to-head, not as good a deal as Wayfair. So if we go back up, there it is. It's $3.99 at Kohl's. So $100 more than what Wayfair is letting it go for right now. So your better deal there for the MK2 head-to-head is Wayfair at $2.99. They're claiming the Attack from Mars is a good deal. Pinballs, there it is. They're claiming, they knocked actually $150 off of the retail price. I don't think this is a good price for an Arcade 1-Up pinball. That's just me. My Star Wars pinball back there is non-functional right now because the monitor crapped out on it. So I have to replace the monitor. And eventually I'll get around to that. So I'm not a big fan of the Arcade 1-Up pinballs. What else stands out? They have Kohl's has the Pong pub table a little bit more. They have it for $449. So $150 more than what Wayfair. So again, Wayfair with a better deal on the Pong pub table. If you can jump on that deal, jump on it. Just my advice. I plan to. So I think I've talked myself into it already. Oh, the other thing I want to point out, Pac-Man Projectorcade at Kohl's. $2.99 from $429. There is a site that has it cheaper. I don't seem to have it written down here. I thought there was a site that had it cheaper. Yes, there is. Walmart. Walmart has it for $189. So Walmart would be your better vendor for the Pac-Man Projectorcade if you wanted to get one of these. So keep that in mind. So no other real big deals that stand out at Kohl's, but just keep in mind they do have the Kohl's Cash deal running right now. So if you were wanting to buy the Pong, let's say for me, if I were to buy something from Kohl's right now, it would be the Pong Countercade at $129.99 because I get some Kohl's Cash back that I can use. I have $40 in Kohl's Cash right now. So if I wanted to buy that Pong Countercade, I could get it for $90. I don't think I want that again, though. I really don't. Moving on, Best Buy. Looking at Best Buy's sheet for sale prices that I made this morning, nothing really stands out. There, a lot of these, as you all know, as you surf these sites, a lot of the deals are the same from site to site, and they're usually for $100 or $150 or just $50 off. They have the Mortal Kombat 2 head-to-head for there's the Pong pub table. They're selling it for $449. So again, your better deal, Wayfair, for the Pong pub table. $299. If you can, if you want it, get it, because I don't think it's going any lower than $299. They're not going to clearance it for $100. I just don't see it happening anymore that way. So the MK2 head-to-head must have been on page 2. There it is. So $399. Again, better deal at Wayfair. They have the Pong head-to-head at $399 as well. No deal there. And they do also have the Pong Countercade for $129. So obviously, between sites that we've so far hit, the better deal would be Kohl's for the Kohl's Cash in return. So keep that in mind. Walmart, I don't much like going to Walmart's website anymore because some of these prices are all over the place, and because of their third-party seller system. I'm not going to touch on the peasant cades or the peasant versions of these. They're all $299 or below. You'll need a riser if you want to lift it up off the ground. The only one I would maybe be interested in is the Miss Pac-Man, because when are we ever going to see a Miss Pac-Man in the blue from Arcade 1-Up again? Never say never, right? The big rumor was we were going to get a blue XL Miss Pac-Man maybe later this year, but I don't know what the state of the company is right now. Are we really going to get one? So I might be interested in getting a $299 version just for the artwork, and then slap some artwork on a riser, a generic riser. Who knows? But yeah, nothing stood out at Walmart. Oh, Dig Dug. They have Dig Dug for the cheapest price I've seen right now. Let me verify that. Yes. That is the cheapest price right now for Dig Dug at Walmart. So if you want Dig Dug, this would be your cheapest price that I've seen so far. I think I did buy it for $2.99 on sale once. I missed this game. This price gave me pause this morning because I'm like, oh, should I get it? Should I add it back into the arcade? No. I think I'm going to exercise some self-control on this, but that's a good deal. Aside from the monitor being washed out, which you can replace with a Dell, I believe it's a Dell 1715S. If you can live with that monitor washout, great cabinet for $350. And then for another $80, you could get that monitor off of eBay, or not eBay. Yeah, eBay. And then just do the monitor swap yourself. It's really easy to do. I think I did a video on it. I'm not sure, but there are others that have done the video. But that's the only one that stood out. Oh, and the Projectorcade. So where is the Projectorcade? Oh, it's probably Here it is. So $189.99 for the Projectorcade. So if that's something that, here, I got a big space on this wall right here. Projectorcade go there really nice, right? I mean, I've got a big wall space that I could project Pac-Man onto. Do I want to do that? No. But there's a lot of you out there that might. So this is the best deal on this Projectorcade right now from Walmart at $189.99. I don't see anything else. They're not offering a deal on Pong head-to-head or pub. I mean, they're on sale technically at $3.99, and then the pub table at $4.49. Again, Wayfair blows those prices out of the water right now. So if you're looking for either one of those, go to Wayfair. Looking over at Amazon. What did I notice on Amazon? Pretty standard stuff, about $100 off a lot of their head-to-heads are at $3.99, not $2.99 like they are at Wayfair. They also have Dig Dug at $3.49. So if you want convenience ordering from Amazon instead of Walmart, go for it. I mean, $3.49. And they also have the Pong Countercade for $129. Yeah, so the Pong head-to-head at $3.99. And the Mortal Kombat at $3.99. And then they have the Dig Dug. And according to Amazon, only 17 are left in stock. So and they have the Pong Countercade for $129. No other deals really. So that's Amazon. Taking a look at Target. Target really didn't have much. A lot of these places are selling the X-Men for $4.99. Target claims the sale ends Monday. So whether or not that's accurate, who knows? Checking. I'm going to go back through the chat here. Boofman says, oh, I agree with this totally. The head-to-head has control panel LED lights. Yes. And every morning when I came here to turn the arcade on, one of the things I did was set that LED to yellow because it matched the color scheme of the head-to-head and my stools, and it just looked gorgeous. I miss that kind of. Let's see. Boofman also says, yeah, the Atari 50th has never gone down. Yeah. Yeah, I never been interested in the 50th. If it goes on a fire sale, maybe. But it's not a cabinet I have my eyes on because, again, nostalgia is everything for me. And I don't have nostalgia for that cabinet. So thank you, Ted. I appreciate it. I'm not going through everything. I'm just going through the ones that I think that might mean something to you. The ones that are more significant deals than the deals, the standard deals that they're currently offering. That would be cool. Boofman says the Projectorcade would be an okay buy if only One Up would release the Golden Tee control deck like originally intended. Yeah, if they had a Golden Tee version of the Projectorcade, that would be awesome. I'd buy that probably. I'm without a Golden Tee at the moment. I do have the game, but I don't have the arcade One Up. Okay, so Target has very few cabinets. Target's inventory on arcade One Up seems to be dwindling. Not as many cabs for sale on Target anymore. They do have the X-Men for $4.99. Is that a good deal? It's been at the X-Men cabinet has been at $4.99 for months, so I don't consider that a sale really. They do have Simpsons at $4.99. That's not a deal because we all know we were all able to get a hold of Simpsons for cheaper than $200 at Walmart. So, and of course, the Pac Mania is on sale everywhere at $3.99. So, kind of want to get a Pac-Man back in here. Do I want a Pac-Mania? I want to see it drop another 100 before I go for the Pac-Mania at $3.99. So if we look on Target's website, there they have, and they say this, they claim this sale ends Monday. We'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So that's pretty much it for sales. I did bring up Shop Hippo here. Shop Hippo actually has the best deal on Dig Dug at $2.99. So hopefully you didn't click the order button on Dig Dug yet. I brought this up kind of last second as I was setting up the show this morning, and I saw that and I'm like, oh shit, this kind of makes me go, oh man, $2.99 for Dig Dug. That is a good price. Even with the monitor as crappy as it is, you can replace the monitor for $80. Oh man, I miss my Dig Dug. I really do. I may have to jump on that later. So that was the only one that stood out on Shop Hippo was the Dig Dug. Didn't really see anything else that stood out that was for sale. Oh, man, I'm really thinking about that. So those are the deals. It's hard for me to look at deals right now. It really is because, you know, given the circumstances I've been in recently, with having to spend so much money, it's hard to look at deals because you want to jump on them and you know you probably shouldn't. So I tell myself and I tell you, the audience, and I'll probably don't be surprised if I have a pub table here by next week. Reality is restraint is probably called for, you know, when I try to make these decisions, at least for a little while. I got to give myself a couple of months really. And these things are going to be on sale. Some of them may go off market, you know, and I can't do anything about that. It is what it is. Like I lost out on Dragon's Lair because it went back up and it never went on sale again, and then it disappeared. And so that was a missed opportunity. And I'll find a Dragon's Lair on Marketplace, I think. So we'll see. Yeah, shipping costs on some of these. Yeah, I think Shop Hippo does shipping. Let's see what happens. Oh, they include shipping insurance. That's interesting. Let's go through the checkout here and see what happens. Oh, I don't want to log in. Shipping calculated at checkout. So yeah, Shop Hippo will probably charge you shipping. I typically only buy from people that only give free shipping. The exception to that would probably be Numskull. I think I did buy one cabinet from Shop Hippo. I can't remember which one it was. I'll have to look because I got to update my inventory spreadsheet because I sold so many of them. But you're right. Yes. You're very right. Shipping factors into the purchase of these. Boofman says, you got me thinking about the Pong Pub. $2.99 is a nice deal. And should be able to sell my Pong head-to-head for $200. Now, Hockey Town is right. You might have shipping involved there. since it's Wayfair. I'm not sure if Wayfair has free shipping or not. Let's see. Let's go find the pub table. Yeah. Put that back up on the screen. Must have passed it. There it is. 2-day delivery too. Whether or not that's actually the case. Free fast delivery. So I don't. No thanks. No protection plan for me. Shipping's free on Wayfair, so that's good news. Again, I don't recall if I ever bought anything from Wayfair. I might have. Let's go ahead and drop that out of there. But who knows? I'll think about it for an hour or two, and then I'll decide what to do after, Folks, that's all I've got for today. I just wanted to go over some sales, bring you up to speed on what I've been doing, the state of the arcade. Mods, I do have a couple of mods cooking. I want to get the parts and pieces together for the Star Wars pinball behind me, my shoulder here. The monitor is dead, so I have to pick up a 32-inch monitor, and I'm going to do the 32-inch monitor upgrade to it. I'll probably follow some videos to get that done. So any other mods I have? No. I might do a coin door mod or two, maybe. I do have some Joe Zabel marquees coming, but I don't own those arcades anymore. One of them is Burger Time. So if you own a Burger Time and you want a Joe Zabel marquee, hit me up. And if it eventually comes in, I'll gladly send it to you. So you can replace your Burger Time marquee. Dig Dug I might hang on to because I have a sense and a feeling that I'm going to re-add Dig Dug to my arcade at some point. But good to see everybody here. Thanks for joining my stream. Again, sorry for being away for a couple of weeks, but life happens. I will be away one weekend in March, or I will be away, a weekend in August. My gal's birthday weekend. We're headed up to Minnesota, and we're going to go see Metallica. So we're going to have a good time, and it's just going to be a weekend for us to get away, see the Mall of America, that kind of thing, and have some fun. So one weekend in August, I'll be gone. I think I'm okay in September, and then October, I have a half marathon I'm traveling to Iowa for, so I'll miss a weekend there. So those are the only two major things I've got left travel-wise that will interrupt me being able to do a show. I'm going to try and build this arcade back up. You're all going to get to witness that as it happens. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Stay safe. Have a good week. Make sure you tell your significant others you love them, and have fun most of all.